Hello, hi, and welcome. I can't do it. I tried and I just can't do it. After doing it for an entire year, over a year actually, closer to a year and a half, not doing it this year just felt wrong. So we have to do it. Let's go. In the event that you are new to my channel and you do not know what I'm talking about, I am talking about making a monthly vision board. So I put a short up here on my channel a couple of days ago, and I basically was just like, this month, I don't even feel the need to put together a December monthly vision board because all I want to focus on is joy. However, I'm getting to this point where we're nearing the middle of December and I feel lost. Like I feel like I have glanced up at my whiteboard up here that usually has my monthly vision board up on it, and there's nothing there. My yearly vision board is there, but there, where my monthly vision board usually is blank. There's nothing up there. And I'm like, this is not, I don't like it. I don't like the feeling. So we're going to change that. We're going to change that today. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about why I'm going to go ahead and do this. And not only that, we're going to talk a little bit about moving forward and going ahead and looking to the new year, despite the fact that we are over a half of a month away from the new year even being here. I'm gonna explain why, kind of my thought process behind all of that, and hopefully you can get some value out of that. So let's get into it. And there we have it. I have got my vision board made. Like I said, I just felt very empty and wondering, what am I doing? And just because I want to focus a lot on joy in the month of December, basically what I came to figure out is I feel most joyful when I'm working towards goals. I'm being super mindful and intentional of what it is that I'm doing in my day-to-day life instead of just floating along like a blob. That's how I imagine it. I feel like when I am focused with really simple habits and goals, like what I have put on my monthly vision board, which really looks basically the same as the months that have led up to right now, I feel so good. I feel so in alignment. I feel like I know where I'm going. I feel like I am on a train and I am headed down the tracks because I am so clear on what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, and where we're going. Meanwhile, not having an idea of what it is that I'm doing, even though these are basically the exact same things I've been working on for the previous months, it still feels 100% better knowing that I now have it down on paper. I'm going to hang it up and I'm going to be able to look at it. So I just feel really, really good about that. And so quickly to go over the goals, I'm working on completing a workout program right now. We started week 2 today, and it is a lifting workout program. I'm really excited about it. We will finish up right before Christmas, and then I will have the week of Christmas just to kind of do whatever I want to do as far as moving my body. The next goal, as always, is just getting outside. Fresh air makes me a better human. It just does. Going on walks with the dogs and getting that fresh air and doing all of that. So that's still on there. Tracking my nutrition. Am I focused on being perfect? No, but I'm never focused on being perfect with my nutrition. What I am focused on is simply tracking what it is that I'm putting into my body so that I know if I'm feeling extra crummy one day, I can probably pinpoint it, and I can already say that this has happened so far this month. I can pinpoint it on the fact that I had way more sweets the day before than I normally do. The other day we had our first Christmas with my mom's entire side of the family. I had a lot of sweets. I got sent home with sweets and I felt just like lethargic and blah and just not very good. I looked back on the tracking of my nutrition and I was like, oh yeah, I had a lot of sweets and I don't normally have that. And I had hot chocolate, you know, like it made sense. So it's not about perfection or making sure that I'm not eating the bad things. It's none of that. I don't believe in that. I believe in still enjoying and having those things, but being mindful of it and then knowing if I don't feel good, there's probably a reason why, and it likely has to do with my nutrition. So let's make sure we're tracking it so that we know what's going on. So I have a goal to continue doing that. And I used to actually do this in a food journal, but I've been doing it digitally here for the last week and a half or so. And I really, really enjoy it. We have an app. So obviously, if you've been around for a while, you know that for my work, what I do is health and wellness. I am a health and wellness partner. I partner with women that are anywhere from the ages of 20 to 50, really, that are interested in working on being happier and healthier in their everyday lives. And because that's what I'm focused on doing, I've been doing this for 6.5 years. It's why I have the flexible schedule that I have now. It's why I was able to step away from teaching 3.5 years ago. Like, it has become my full-time work and I am so thankful for it. And so we have a private app like that you can download whenever you get your membership and you can utilize that. And so that's what I've been using in order to log my nutrition instead of doing it in my journal. Honestly, I ran out of pages in my journal and I just hadn't ordered a new one yet. So I started doing it in the app and I was like, okay, I kind of love this. Like, this is awesome. I really, really like this. So I've started doing that. And I have that on here to continue. Next goal over is to keep reading my fiction, which I've been doing well with. I set a goal at the start of this year to read 45 fiction books, and I'm actually like 7 books away from achieving that. So there's a chance I probably won't achieve that unless I read a bunch of short ones. But I will say, I read a lot of really, really big, thick fiction books this year. I read the Throne of Glass series. The final book in that series, I think, was almost 1,000 pages. So some of those I feel like I should get a little credit for reading such massive books, but neither here nor there. That's still a goal. Reading my PD, I'm still doing that. And then I actually also now have a Growth Day membership with Brendan Burchard. He created that. It could be a monthly or an annual membership. I am just doing the monthly because I wanted to test it out and make sure that it was something that I actually used and enjoyed before I invested in an entire year. I believe it's $29 a month, and that they've actually partnered with our company now. So it's just been such a neat thing. I listen to the Daily Fire daily, like every single day, new audio that he comes out with where literally it is up for 24 hours and it is gone by the next day, but then you have a new one to listen to the next day. And it's just, they have been giving me life. I listen to them, I pop a headphone in first thing when I wake up in the morning, and I go in and I do my little ice roller on my face and I make myself my breakfast, and I just love it. It has been and become such a wonderful part of my morning routine and something I look forward to. So like, I'm ice rolling my face, which I've really enjoyed that and I never thought that I would, but I'm also immediately filling my brain with positivity and enlightenment and inspiration and motivation and just excitement for what it is that I get to do in this life. So having that and continuing with that every single day. Doing my gallon of water. I switched to a new water bottle. Look how festive this is, the red water bottle. And that actually holds less ounces than my water bottle previously. It only holds 26 ounces, so I have to drink at least 5 of those to get my gallon of water in each day. My Bible time and daily devotional, that is no different, staying the same. I'm really, really loving my Bible time and my devotional right now, like the ones that I'm reading. I recently, as of the end of November, finished the Old Testament in the Bible. And I have been reading that since August of 2021. I started at the very beginning and I've been slowly but surely making my way through. And if you're doing the math, that's 2.5 years that it took me to get through that. But honestly, I feel so proud of myself. And so now I'm into the New Testament and I've really been enjoying reading that. So just continuing on with that has been so great. Next one, my YouTube goal. So on here, I literally have it written, videos that subscribers want. So that is where you come in and I would love your help. I would love to finish out this month with recording videos or coming on here and doing a video that you would love to see, or maybe something more, or if we should do like a Q&A style, or I don't know, like we've grown by, I don't know, 50 to 70 subscribers here over the last month and a half. And so some of you may be new to the channel and may want to know more about what's going on and all of that. So if you do, I'm an open book. I'm down to create, you know, I really don't have much to hide, so I would be happy to create some videos and share that, but drop your ideas or anything that you might want to see in the comments below, and I will do my best to try to get that made. Next goal is my Teachers Pay Teachers goal, and really the only thing that I'm focused on at this point is I want to make some Christmassy type clip art, and then I want to make an activity book for my niece that uses that Christmassy clip art. So that's kind of my only focus. I have had really steep goals underneath the TPT category all year long, and I don't want to say failed, but I have not achieved those time after time, month after month. And really it's just because it's at like the very bottom of my priority list. I have other things that have to take precedence because they're bringing me income, and they're more lucrative. And not that it has to be something that makes me money, but those sorts of things do have to happen. I have to pay my bills just like anybody else does. So I'm trying to just start smaller and just, you know, focus on something that I'm excited about, that's something my niece can immediately use, like that kind of thing. So that's my goal with that. Goal number 9 is just to keep subbing 2 days a week. So I've been subbing anywhere from 2 to 3 days a week at this point. And what I've realized is I really like having one day where I have nothing. So that happens to be today, but I watch my niece Tuesdays and Fridays. And then if I sub 2 days a week, that's either Monday, Wednesday, or Thursday. And so I usually pick 2 of those days and I take another day off. Now, some of the days I'll do a half day on that third day, but what I've realized is if I can have a full day off, it just makes me feel so much more rejuvenated, because weekends, with it being the holiday season, are a lot more busy right now. I've been working some auctions, and so that takes up a lot of my Saturdays. Sundays, I'm doing church and I'm serving at church. I'm going to the grocery store, like all of those things. And so having one day where I can just do a lot of like the behind the scenes, cleaning the house, you know, calling about different things. The other day I've had such a headache with my old bank, trying to get things canceled at my old bank and moving over to my new bank, but then things not canceling, and just a whole mess. So just like having a day during the week where I can take care of some of those things has been really, really nice. Next one is, and this is kind of taking in the short, if you saw that the other day, of my overarching goal for the month of December is joy. But number 10 is watch holiday movies and focus on the joy of this season with family and friends. So I know we can all get super caught up in the presents and gifts and what we need to spend and blah, 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 blah. And I just refuse to do that. For years now, I have refused to do that. I am not going to get stressed out about whether or not I have the perfect gift, or if I have a perfect gift, or if I have a gift at all for anybody. It has just become something where it's like, I want to focus on the family. I want to focus on the memories. I want to focus on the people that are in my life, because that means so much more to me than any gift I could give or receive. And so that's just a focus of mine, and focusing on the joy and all of that, and then just watching some holiday movies, because I always get to the end of whatever holiday it is and I'm like, I didn't watch enough of the movies. Like, I haven't done that. And so I've been really good about doing that. Even if it's at like night while I'm doing dishes or making dinner, I'll just have one playing in the background, or later today I'm going to fold some laundry. And so I'm going to have a movie playing while I'm folding laundry, so just doing it in that way. And that way I'm definitely getting those in. And I watched Santa Claus, for example, last night for the first time in I don't know how many years. And it's such a like wholesome, happy movie. And I just loved it so much. So I ended up recording the second one and the third one. So I'll probably watch the second one today while I fold laundry. And it's just so nice to just keep it simple, like focus on the simple things and all of that. I don't know. I just love it. And then the final goal that I have on here is just truly focusing on, it's a business goal, and the final goal is always kind of a business goal, but focusing on the woman that I'm looking to help and just the value that I can bring to them. My social media is a space where I hope to be bringing value and inspiration and motivation to women who are interested in being happier and healthier, whether they ever actually choose to join me or partner with me or not. I hope that I can still provide them value in some way. And so I really just want to spend the rest of this month focusing on who it is exactly that I'm supposed to be, or I feel called to serve, and how I can be bringing them value in a way that's just appreciated and, that actually is valuable, right? So those are my goals for the month of December. I've already been working on most of these, but having it on paper now feels so nice. I'm gonna hang it up and no longer look at a blank space on my whiteboard where my monthly vision board usually is. And I just have to laugh at myself because I literally was like, okay, I'm just not gonna do one this month. No big deal, whatever. And then I tried it and I hated it. And I should have known better because I have been doing a monthly vision board consistently for the last year and a half. So why did I think that I could just like not do this and feel fine? I don't know. It makes no sense to me. So that's where we are with that. All right, now the last thing that I wanted to talk about today, I'm not going to wait until December 28th, 29th, 30th, 31st before I start thinking about my goals for the new year. I want to go ahead and get all of the ideas that are already swirling around in my brain right now down on paper, or at least out of my head in a brain dump style or whatever. I want to go ahead and get all of that out. And essentially, I'm basically going to follow the process of our goal setting series that we did right here on this channel last year. So I definitely encourage you to check that out. But that is my plan. I am going to go ahead and start implementing that right here, right now, because I want to go ahead and have my goals, my vision board, what it is that I'm planning to work on as soon as 2024 hits, down on paper and essentially out of my mind before Christmas Day even gets here. Because what I have found in years past is by waiting until kind of Christmas hits and then you're still doing family functions, and then my birthday actually happens to be that week too, and sometimes my husband and I will travel during that week. It just happens to have been a week that we've traveled multiple years in our relationship. And so instead of waiting and kind of pushing it off until then, when it's fresh on my brain now and it's already basically taking up space in my brain, I want to get it out of there and I want to get it down on paper, and I want to just have it there so that I can start refining it. I can start looking back at it. I can write it all down now and look back at it in a week, in 2 weeks, in 3 weeks when the new year is here, and I can be like, yes, that is still what I want. I feel so good about that. I could be fine tuning it and adjusting it and setting up, honestly, the little pieces, the smaller breakdowns of what it's going to take to actually achieve those goals. If I can already have the big goals down on paper, I can now be working through all of the smaller steps, the littler things that it's going to take to get there, day by day, week by week, month by month, so that I can actually achieve those goals. And so my encouragement to you today is, don't wait. Go ahead and get started now. Not only with your goals in December, if you're somebody like me who's like, all right, fine, you're right, I need a December vision board so I can kind of get through the rest of this month, because otherwise I'm also floating along like a blob. But also go ahead and start putting down. It doesn't have to be anything pretty. You absolutely can still use the template. If you have last year's template, you can literally just make a copy of that and just change the year to 2024 instead of 2023, or whatever year you happen to be watching this, and you can totally make that work. That template was made in that way so that it could be something that you use year after year and don't have to come back, re-download and re-download. So that is my tip for you though. Go ahead, go through that goal setting series. There are so many good, valuable pieces there that I shared with you, and nothing has changed this year. I feel the same way. I'm so excited about sitting down, putting pen to paper and working through all of those steps just like I shared with you, and getting myself ready to go so that by the time Christmas hits, I already have all that out of my brain. I'm not stressed out about thinking about what it is that I want to do or when am I going to get my vision board done and all of that stuff, but instead, I'm going to go ahead and get it done, taken care of right here, right now, so that when Christmas gets here, I already know what I'm working towards. And if people want to talk about it, you know, I love talking about goals. Not everybody likes to talk about that, but if anybody is willing to talk about it, we can talk about it. And I can just be further refining and just being so clear. One of the biggest things that I've struggled with my entire life is procrastination. And sadly, I have been rewarded with my procrastination time and time again, because whenever I have this deadline and I'm super close to being at that deadline, I work really hard, I work really efficiently, and a lot of times I put out a wonderful product, whatever it is, whether it was a paper or a project or whatever it was back in my days of high school, college, grad school, all of that. But I don't like that feeling of putting that pressure on myself, that stress. I am ready, in order to honor the fact that I'm looking to have a really, really joy-filled December. I don't want it to end with a bunch of stress and take away all the joy that I had beforehand. Instead, I want to go ahead and get those things planned, get them out of my brain because they're already up here. I'm already thinking about things that I want to work towards, which naturally so. Like, that's for a lot of us. I don't have to take action towards any of those things yet, but just getting them out of my brain on paper in a notebook or however you want to go about doing that could be so life-giving, because you're not going to be stressed out about it, and instead you're going to truly be able to be in the moment and focused on those friends, those family, those memories that you're making, and the joy that you are after this month, like me. So that is my plan. I will be back soon to talk a little bit more about that, but definitely want to encourage you to head on over to that goal setting series, because that's going to really get you started and headed down the right path of setting these goals, using the resources, all the free templates that I've shared with you, especially if you're also going to be doing a 12-week year. So thank you so much for being here. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Cheers to you, and let's enjoy the rest of this December, shall we? See ya.